organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of Daily Iowan TV on this Monday morning. I'm Nikki Crossway. In Hawkeye news, it looks like the Hawks are headed to the 2017 Outback Bowl in Tampa Bay, Florida. The Hawks will be going head-to-head against the Florida Gators on January 2nd. We'll have the full story of the Hawks' upcoming match later on in sports. After months of camping out on the proposed site of the Dakota Access Pipeline, protesters rejoiced this weekend as the Army Corps of Engineers announced its decision to reroute the pipeline. Officials behind the project have determined that upon discussion with leaders of the Sioux tribe that more needed to be done in order to make the project successful. This announcement comes just days after North Dakota Governor Jack Dalrymple ordered protesters to leave the site. While the celebration is in full swing for the opponents of the project, there are still concerns that the upcoming Trump administration could have an impact on the future of the pipeline. The Trump administration has not yet given a statement on their decision. In California, a devastating fire has left 33 victims dead. It is unknown what the source of the blaze that has destroyed an Oakland, California warehouse was, but an investigation is underway. So far, authorities have only been able to make their way through about 40% of the building, where victims have been identified to be as young as 17 years old. The warehouse was currently being used as an artist collective, and the death toll is expected to rise as responders continue to search through the rubble. Daily Iowan TV's thoughts are with the victims of the tragedy. First Avenue in Iowa City is ready to reopen it by the end of this month. Between Bradford Drive and Mall Drive, a railroad crossing in First Avenue has struggled with heavy traffic every day due to long delays. Iowa City invested $10 million in the project in 2015. Drivers may expect improved traffic in the area by the end of the month after some remaining construction is completed. Shelter house officials are offering a temporary homeless shelter this winter for those who need a place to sleep. The temporary shelter will be the former Unitarian Universalist Society Church building. This winter will be the third year that the shelter house officials have been offered a building to use as a shelter. Mark Sertire, Shelter House Associate Executive Director, is excited to be able to offer the shelter this year, as well as the last 2 years. Sertire said they are looking forward to the opening of the shelter of the week of December 12th through March 12th. Approximately 35 people will be able to stay every day from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m. The shelter has not turned away anyone in the past 2 years and hopes to keep that tradition going throughout the winter. Well, winter is definitely here. The first snowfall this weekend. We have Becca Skadden in the weather studio to talk about that.
That's right, Nikki. Good morning, guys. And as I'm sure everybody's noticed at this point, there's plenty of snow on the ground this Monday morning. But temperatures are warming up slightly today. This afternoon, we're looking at temperatures in the low 40s with partly cloudy skies. Tonight, temperatures will dip back down to the low 30s with cloudy skies. Tuesday morning, we'll be off to a chilly start with temperatures in the low 30s and sunny skies. Now let's take a look at the rest of the week. Tuesday, temperatures will be in the high 20s for most of the day with partly cloudy skies. Wednesday, temperatures take a dip with highs in the upper 20s and cloudy skies. Thursday and Friday will be the coldest of the week with temperatures in the teens for the majority of the day. Watch out for colder temperatures and some possible precipitation on Saturday and Sunday. Stay warm out there, Hawkeyes. Nikki, back to you.
The Holiday Thieves Market is a holiday event run by the Student Fine Arts Council. The show gives regional artists the ability to display and sell their unique work to the community. The artists showcase everything from acrylic paintings to hand-carved wooden bowls. This event occurs twice during the year, once in the winter and once in the spring, each time bringing the community together for a fun and enjoyable event. The artists love coming to these events because of the great number of people who are excited about their art.
The purpose of the event is just to expose the community to great regional artists. They all get to come together in one location in one time and showcase their artwork.
It's just a great crowd. Everybody is really excited about your art and they're interested in talking to you about like your process and kind of your thoughts behind it.
The stress of finals can take a toll on students, some possibly even going as far to abuse prescription drugs like Adderall to improve their academic performance. But what about the students with an actual prescription? Daily Iowan TV's Molly Shen went to find out.
At the coming of the finals, students are busy at their study in campus. There is a pill called Iowan, which is a combination drug to help students to focus on their study by controlling their nervous system, but it needs the doctor's prescription. Rocky, a senior at the Iowa, who used to take Iowan for her training and studies.
You know, before it was very hard for me to sit through a whole class and not look at something else or kind of get off track or not be able to focus. And once I started taking it, I just noticed that I really was paying attention to not only what the teacher was saying, but what I was doing, what I was thinking. I was preparing ahead.
Students think people who take Iowan should be treated differently.
If it's legal, then I think they should use it as according to the doctor's tips and guidance. But for those who use it illegally, I would suggest to stop doing it.
Iowan can be dangerous if people overtake it. If taken without a prescription, Iowan can cause anxiety, confusion, and panic. Also, students might be stressed with upcoming finals. Health officials strongly advise against the illegal use of the drug. Molly Shen, reporting at Main Library, Daily Iowan TV.
Since June, Iowa City has been conducting a national search for the role of a new police chief. This comes after former Chief Sam Hargadine retired at the end of June. After months of searching, Iowa City has finally made a recommendation. Altoona Police Chief Jody Matherly has been recommended to take over Hargadine's role. Iowa City Manager Jeff Froon made a recommendation to Iowa City Council in a memo on Wednesday. Matherly was recommended over two other finalists. The council will vote on a resolution on whether or not to approve Matherly's appointment as chief at a meeting on Tuesday. University of Iowa athletic official Paula Jantz is retiring after a 36-year career. Jantz has served as the Senior Associate Athletic Director for Sports Administration and Operations. With her role, Jantz has had a key part of planning Hawkeye events, games, tournaments, and Olympic trials, as well as special events such as an outdoor wrestling and concerts. Growing up in Northwest Oklahoma, Jantz played every sport she could, focusing on softball, field hockey, and basketball as an undergrad at Oklahoma State University. She later applied for graduate school at the University of Iowa in 1978. To celebrate her retirement, she is planning a 3-week visit to Australia and New Zealand. Big weekend for Hawkeye sports. Yesterday, we all sat around and waited for the bowl game announcements to be picked. Colin Murphy standing by in the sports studio to talk about where the Hawkeyes are headed.
Thanks, Nikki. Well, the Hawkeyes are headed to the Outback Bowl, but this weekend, Iowa basketball continued their struggles. Now at 3-5, 9-point loss to Omaha. Team really isn't playing like they were last year. After 3 games on the road, the Iowa men's basketball team kicked off their homestand Saturday against the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Aaron Erickson has the coverage at Carver Hawkeye Arena.
I don't know if I've ever coached a team that made 14 threes and lost by 9.
Despite hitting 14 three-pointers, it was early foul trouble, poor execution offensively, and a lack of defense altogether that cost the Hawkeyes their 5th loss of the season.
Our defensive communication coordination was really poor.
Omaha managed to capitalize on Iowa's defensive struggles, shooting 40 points in the paint, including 19 offensive rebounds, leading to 20 second-chance points.
Usually when we score 89, 90 points, you'd think you'd win the game. We're doing things that we know we're capable of doing. It just all goes back to defense.
Because we haven't defended, we've played essentially 10 games, if you count the scrimmage and the exhibition game. We haven't defended in any of them. We've outscored people in 4 or 5 of them. But we haven't really competed defensively like you're going to need to with the caliber of teams on our schedule.
The final score of the game was 89-98 Omaha. Before Saturday's win, Omaha was 0-11 versus Big Ten teams. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this is Aaron Erickson, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The loss to Omaha came as a bit of a surprise to the players, but one seemed to take it harder than the rest, even though he had an impressive performance Saturday.
Peter Jack had quite the game for himself against Omaha with 33 points and 10 rebounds, but it wasn't enough to get the job done Saturday.
Pete was phenomenal tonight. I mean, 33 and 10. I mean, he really took the loss the other night personally. You know, he blamed himself completely, which is certainly not the case, and certainly nothing we want him to do. But that's kind of how he is. He's a competitor and shot 4 for 20 and felt awful and really committed himself in practice, came back in a terrific game. I'm really proud of him.
And even with a great performance Saturday, Jock took this loss to heart as well. And he says there are still areas where he can improve.
I feel like I'm doing as best as I can, both ends. I mean, it's kind of hard to be honest, because I mean, the main focus on the other end, on offense, is on me, and I got to work hard, and then I got to come back and then play good defense. So it starts with me. So I mean, I guess I got to play better defense. I don't know what it is, but I got to put in more effort. You know, I got to get in better shape than I am right now. So we just got to watch film, get back to practice, and try to get better from there.
Now with Jock reaching the 30-point mark 3 times this season, he's got quite the reputation to uphold. But in order to start winning, his team is going to need to catch up. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawks meet up with Stenton tonight at 6 p.m. in Carver Hawkeye Arena. Well, Iowa football was invited to the Outback Bowl yesterday. The game will take place in Tampa, Florida on January 2nd against the 8-4 Florida Gators. We have caught up with the team last night to hear the reaction.
It's exciting. I mean, to go to a nice bowl game such as the Outback Bowl, being a nice environment and playing against a high-quality opponent such as Florida, I mean, it's going to be a good time. You know, we're excited and ready for the challenge.
That's one of our goals. We put in the off-season to win a bowl game, and that's what we're going to go there and try and do, and hopefully we can finish the season off in the right way.
My senior class, we've never won a bowl game in the 5 years I've been here, so that's a big goal for us, and just the fact that we can bring that back, and since that was a goal for us to begin the season, it'll just it's another thing that we can check off our list.
Katie Sextro and Mary Kate will be making the trip to the Sunshine State for all your coverage. After months of practice and training, women's gymnastics opened up their season on Saturday, giving fans their first look at the 2017 team. Liv Corbett was at the Fieldhouse to give us the coverage.
The women's gymnastics team kicked off their competition season with the annual inter-squad Black First Gold Meet, where the team splits into 2 for some friendly competition.
We've done 7 inter-squads this year, but none of them in an arena, and none of them in front of 500 people. So what that adds to the pressure of what they're doing makes a big difference in a competitive situation.
Coach Larissa Libby seemed to be very satisfied with the younger performance, acknowledging their hard work and a solid beam routine that tied up the score in the 3rd rotation.
I was really pleased with our young kids. Bree Fitzke, her beam routine was unbelievable. So the young girls are coming up and doing their job. Now we need the upper ones to stabilize.
After the 2 teams competed in all 4 events, Libby is optimistic of the season ahead, but points out that there is still work to be done before the start of regular competition.
For us, while there were lots of really great things, there were not some great things today. I think they held back a little bit too much. I would have liked to see, I don't mind falls, but I like to see going after the details, and I felt like we held back a little bit today, but that's why we do this, to see where they are. We talked to them about this is their base now, so you need to act like this was your first competition and now we got to move up from here.
Although the score was close, the black team ended up winning this year's annual inter-squad Black First Gold Meet. Reporting for women's gymnastics, this has been Olivia Corbett, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes will begin their regular season on the road at Northern Illinois January 8th, where they will compete against Lindenwood, Northern Illinois, and Western Michigan. Make sure to check us out tomorrow, where we will talk about Iowa Wrestling's dominating win over South Dakota State. Back to you at the desk, Nikki.
That's our broadcast for this Monday morning. Thank you for tuning in to Daily Iowan TV, and be sure to check us out 24/7 at dailyiowan.com. Also, be sure to pick up a copy of the print edition of the Daily Iowan for all of the latest news. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nikki Crossway. Have a great day, Iowa City.